We have chosen to focus on sleep deprivation amongst first-year and fourth-year students at Western University and have researched the effects it has in relation to their year of studies and how demanding their course load is. We have gathered our primary findings through campus surveys and in-person interviews. We've paired our findings with several past studies done among college students in relation to sleep loss and the effects it has on their academic success. What is sleep deprivation? Sleep deprivation is defined as not obtaining the adequate total amount of sleep. When someone is in a chronic sleep-restricted state, they'll notice excessive daytime happiness, fatigue, clumsiness, weight gain, or weight loss. Sleep deprivation is a prominent health issue at Western, but also has been found to be a pressing issue at colleges and universities around the world.
Daytime sleepiness is a major problem, exhibited by 50% of college students compared to 36% of adolescents and adults. At least 3 days a week, 60% of students report that they are tired or sleepy. How much sleep a young adult needs is not clearly known, but it is thought to be 8 hours. Most college students are sleep deprived, as 70.6% of students report obtaining less than 8 hours of sleep.
As reported at an architecture school in the Midwest, only 4% of students obtained at least 7 hours of sleep at night. The average sleep duration was 5.7 hours, with 2.7 all-nighters per month. Students rank sleep problems second only to stress and factors that negatively impact academic performance. Sleep-deprived students perform significantly worse than students who had a normal night's sleep. A common misunderstanding among students is believing that cramming, or pulling all-nighters before an exam, is more or as effective as studying the same amount but having more sleep. Thus, sleep difficulties may be one of the many contributors to poor student performance.
Sleep difficulties affecting individuals' lives have become increasingly evident in research, where college students specifically are documented as a subpopulation affected by sleep difficulty. Among college students, voluntary sleep deprivation is a common manifestation where students are deprived of sleep during the week and then offset it with additional sleep over the weekend. This pattern becomes more prevalent around examination times, occasionally reaching 24 to 48 hours of complete sleep deprivation in some students. With sleep deprivation comes daytime sleepiness, a major problem as it is exhibited among 50% of college students. Daytime sleepiness creates increased feelings of tiredness through the day and can negatively impact students' ability to concentrate in class and study, and therefore affecting their performance on exams.
Research has proven that over 60% of students are considered poor quality sleepers, and they often take over-the-counter recreational and prescription drugs to modify sleepiness at night and wakefulness during the daytime. Poor quality sleepers have also stated significantly more complications with both psychological and physical health than good quality sleepers. Students' poor sleep quality has been interrelated to depression, confusion, tension, irritability, and overall subordinate life satisfaction, which has proven to result in more frequent use of drugs and alcohol. I get around 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night.
Probably between 8 to 10.
Probably 7.
8.
I'm around 8 or 9 hours of sleep per night.
Yeah, because finals and exams cause me to be stressed, so I get less sleep because I'm awake at night and I can't sleep as much.
My sleep doesn't change during finals.
Yes. Lower or higher?
Probably lower.
No, I've always throughout my whole university career just slept as much as I needed.
The leading cause of sleep deprivation among students is staying up too late studying.
Leaving work to the last minute and
Probably just like them being very anxious for exams. They have to stay up late. They have to cram and all that kind of stuff.
Partying too hard.
In terms of prevention, colleges and university authorities need to recognize that student sleep patterns are of concern and related to broader health complications that should permit educational interventions and programs that are not only available but known to students, in this case, prioritizing first-year students. Authorities could offer educational programs about sleep behaviors and how the patterns and habits are associated with well-being and performance, as the educational programs have proven to be more successful than long-term pharmacological healing and interventions in terms of sleep complications. These could include investigating good sleepers to understand what they may need to do to achieve more quality sleep, and how students can adjust their lifestyles based on that. For students who struggle with morning tiredness, administrators at colleges and universities should allow more options for classes that are later in the day so that they can better learn and absorb the course material and overall perform at higher levels. Furthermore, it may be beneficial to examine how the community and campus environments affect students' sleep and to try to adjust as much as possible based on that, including activities, sports, work, and schedules. Those seeing counselors should have their sleep patterns examined with every visit and given suggestions on how to improve them.
Exercising and limiting my caffeine intakes helps with my sleep deprivation.
Just to not touch my phone at night and just try to calm my thoughts down and just try and fall asleep quicker.
I think just staying on a routine, so waking up early, getting some exercise throughout the day, monitoring your caffeine intake are all some good ways to make sure you sleep well at night.
Try to wake up early in the morning, and also just like don't take any naps during the day.
Other than getting professional assistance for lack of sleep, these are some helpful daily tips that students can do. Attempt to maintain a regular wake and sleep routine as much as they can. Avoid heavy and large meals within a couple hours of bedtime, as well as avoiding alcoholic drinks before bed are good routines to keep in mind. Avoid and turn off electronics with bright artificial lights, and during the day, try to spend more time outdoors as well as being physically active. Before bed, have a quiet and dark room preparing your body to sleep. Caffeine can last up to 8 hours, which can hinder your ability to fall asleep. Try to keep your caffeine intake to a minimum and avoid having any in the late afternoon hours.
According to our research, sleep deprivation is a prevalent and concerning issue amongst Western University students. This health issue is present throughout all students, but our research has suggested that it is most prominent among first-year students. First-year students, for the most part, are just beginning to learn how to live away from home, which also means living away from their main support system. This can be very challenging to some as the stress of school begins to build. They are unable to cope properly. Their inability to adapt to the lifestyle and workload of university creates excess stress, and the majority of students end up staying up for prolonged periods in order to complete projects and study for exams. On top of schoolwork, first years want to build a well-rounded social life, therefore it can challenge them to jeopardize their sleep over alternative events.
Fourth-year students, on the other hand, now have 3 years of experience under their belt and are comfortable balancing the workload of school, leading to less stress overall and better sleep schedules. As we know, a lot of students don't understand that sleep deprivation impacts their well-being and specifically their academic performance, and will blame other factors for their failures instead. It's incredibly important that all students begin to assess their sleep schedules, and although cutting your studies short by an hour may seem like a step back, it will most likely be a step forward.